unfairness of DEI has turned off a generation of male voters, white and minority alike. The New York Times looked at what Democratic donors and strategists have in place to win men back, writing the prospectus for one new $20 million effort obtained by the Times aims to reverse the erosion of Democratic support among young men, especially online, and promises investment to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces. It recommends buying advertisements in video games, among other things. To try and get back their male voters, they want to, quote, study the syntax to understand them. Republicans could only be so lucky. Next guest knows the importance of messaging, how to understand Americans. Michael Maslansky, pollster, strategist, messaging expert. They could have just called me. Really, is it that hard? Is it that hard to figure out what young men are into?
I think for a party that has really focused on people other than young men, it probably is. Whether this is the right strategy to address it, it's probably not. But they, you referenced this focus on fairness and the example of the repayment of loans. I mean, the party has been very focused on identity groups that do not include white men, and especially young white men, for a while. And young men have recognized that. They turned to the party that talked to them, focused on them much more. And now, as what happens after every election, the Democrats are trying to regain the lost ground.
Yeah, there was a mashup that we put together of who Democrats thought could communicate with young men and on what issues. Take a listen.
But I also was on the ticket, quite honestly, because I could code talk to white guys watching football, fixing their truck.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities. I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
Yeah. Oh, we have microphones in here. Oh, listening to everything.
Again, I don't think Republicans could be so lucky.
Well, first I would say is if you're using the word code talk, then you're already fighting a losing battle. I mean, the Dems have this whole lexicon that is only understood by a small group of people who really kind of focus on this stuff. And I study language all the time. We do research on how to talk to different people on different issues. But the important thing is that you have to have something to say. And I think what is missing is not so much the ability to communicate a message if you have one. It is the fact that really, if you look at what the Democratic Party stands for and their focus, as it has been over the last 2 to 4 years, is they really don't have a message for young white men.
Well, I would disagree with you. I'll give you the last 10 seconds. But they had a message. It was that you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're a misogynist. You need to explain your privilege.
Well, I would just say yes. And even if it wasn't explicitly that, the fact that all of the focus went to other identity groups and they were left out, the natural reaction, if you're talking about everybody else and you're not talking about me, is that I'm being excluded. And that's the way that they felt. Yeah. And what they need to fix is to talk to people directly, but they have to actually care about that group more than just their vote. They have to care about the issues that matter to them. And it's much deeper than just figuring out the words at this point.
Yeah. The American people, even young men, have an amazing ability to figure out whether people are being genuine or not. Michael, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.